What are we recording?
Yeah, 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 we
Oh,
are.
sorry. You said starting the recording, and I
And
was
then I
waiting
said
for you to say
now.
now.
And then I said
Oh, I
now.
didn't. The now. Then I didn't hear the now. The now didn't come
Oh,
through. All
okay.
right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your boy 4 a.m. Jack coming at you live from 3:18 in the morning.
Not
Welcome back
4
to
a.m.
Chillout time. This is obviously, as I've just said, it's 4 a.m. Jack and Big Tav. Sorry, it's been a while
Yo.
since we've done this.
Yeah, it's been
Like 3 months.
3 months, 4 months.
Something like that.
Good
So,
God.
to the people who may have sent these questions in um, over the last 3 months, sorry if you are still struggling with your problem and we haven't
Yeah.
answered it yet.
Yeah. Yeah. We
But
don't
we
really
shouldn't
have
be
an
your only life
excuse.
advice. So that's kind of your fault. And you should do
Yeah.
better, honestly. Bro, do you want to read off today's question then?
Yeah. I'll read it off. Yo guys, I really like your content, and you guys seem really chill and helpful. So I've been friends with this one guy since I was 6. We grew up together and everything, but lately, he's been acting really weird, and he's kind of falling down the racist, homophobic pipeline, you know? And I don't know what to do about it. What do I do? Oh.
I was
Oh.
this guy. I'll say it. I was this guy. So before I
No.
started, I still made videos because every kid made fucking YouTube videos who's like around the age of 18 years old.
Yeah.
Um, but I never really took it seriously. And before I started taking it quite seriously in like 2020, I was that guy. I was the iDubbbz Leafy is here.
Mm.
I was the epitome of edgy humor. Um, and I think it's kind of bad when I put it like this, but there's not really a lot you can do because if you say anything to them, because I was exactly the same, it will go in one ear and straight out the other. There is honestly not a whole lot you can do. And I lost a lot of friends when I kind of started making those kind of jokes and acting that kind of way. And it took me to realize the gravity of what I was saying to then be able to have these people back in my life.
Yeah. Um.
It's kind of a self-taught lesson kind of thing. You kind of you clock it on your own that what you're saying is not actually that funny and has got some history to it and has got a lot of meaning to it.
Yeah. Well, I think personally, I don't know quite exactly the situation of the question, but I assume it's more like he's not just like an edgy joke guy, that he's genuinely like
He's actually being
actually
racist. No,
a
this is this
racist.
is this is kind of this is kind of what I was getting at. I was making jokes, don't get me wrong, but I was saying like
Bad
hurtful,
things.
genuine hurtful things.
Yeah.
And it took me to educate myself and realize that what I was saying was wrong and realize that not everyone is born the way that I was and raised the way that I was.
I've had a lot of friends who have gone down this rabbit hole as well, this kind of pipeline. Um I grew up with this kid. Obviously, I'm not gonna say names, but there was this kid in my neighborhood. We were really, really good friends for a very long time, and as we got older and older, we went from like kind of edgy jokes, which is fine because I still make those all the time, but like
Yeah,
to
obviously, but
he genuinely was like a
racist,
bad
yeah,
person.
like
He was a
hated
racist.
people because of
He
how
was,
they were.
yeah, he hated pretty much any minority on the planet. And coming from someone who is a minority, that's not very
Awesome time.
awesome time. Yeah. Yeah, it's scary. It's very scary having friends you've grown up
Be
with and that
hateful.
you treat like brothers or sisters or whatever be
Use your
use
heritage as like
your
a
yeah.
moral high ground for themselves.
He said some bad things
Bad shit.
when we stopped being friends. He started saying some really really bad things, and I said, "Look, man, I'm like I'm part of this group that you're making fun of. Like you can't We're
Yeah,
like
you
brothers,
can't.
man. You can't really do this. And he didn't
Unfair
take that
treatment.
lightly. Yeah, he didn't take that very nicely, and we stopped being friends. And it's been
Years.
2 years. It's been 2 years, 3 years since, roughly. And
Damn.
yeah, I do miss him a lot, but I mean,
You
hopefully one
can't.
day he'll come back around. You can't,
You
and
can't.
this is
This is. It's one of those situations you kind of just got to take it how it is and realize that there is really not a whole bunch you're going to be able to do. It might take them a short amount of time. It might take them a longer amount of time, but they will eventually come around and realize. You know what I mean? And some people don't. There were friends that I was friends with who were like that when I was like that, and I don't hear from them, and I don't speak to them anymore because I cut them off when I realised. But from people of people and friends of friends and whatever, I found out that some of these people are still that way, and it's a shame.
you're not surprised, but it's a shame. Yeah,
But
I
some people, a lot of people, I think, have it distilled in them because of their family and because of tradition and because of how they're raised.
oh
But if you know your friend isn't raised that way, you know your friend's parents only have good hearts and good meaning for anybody, then I think you're pretty safe to say that it's just going to take them some time. They're just teenage adolescents.
from my experience, it was definitely his family. His family is encouraging this.
Exactly.
Like it is a learned trait for sure. Um, it it's the healthiest thing that I could recommend for you to do is to cut them off.
Yep. Just stop speaking to them.
Just stop speaking to them.
It will do you more harm staying in contact if it's causing you harm and hurt already than it will if
If
you
yeah, if he's
cut them off.
going to continue this and it doesn't look like there's any light at the end of the tunnel, you
It's
can
not worth you
say,
staying.
"Look, man, get better. Become a better person, change, we can talk again." And if he doesn't come back, then he doesn't come back. And that's just got to be something you got to deal with. Because it is a million times worse to sit through this than it is to just cut him off and deal with the band aid, rip the band aid off. It's way easier. I let it
Yeah.
fester for a very long time and burrow more and more when he got worse and worse. And it hurt bad. It hurt bad. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing his
Yeah.
family advocate for groups
Decay
that
him.
don't like me and seeing it on like his social media or like signs in his lawn when I come to his house, stuff like that. It hurt bad. So at one point you gotta just cut him off, and better now than
Yeah.
later.
When I started kind of educating myself about what I was saying and everything and started improving and becoming not even a good human being, just a normal fucking human being.
Yeah.
Um, this was like a couple months towards the end of when I left school. And so I kind of made the decision in my head I'm going to cut every single one of these motherfuckers off right at the end. And those few months that I was still speaking to them were awful because I was so used to hearing all of these things. And when I started, like, learning the history and everything behind these words and everything that I was hearing and all of these, like, actual hateful speech that they were speaking at me, it actually, like, I don't know, it was like I felt something in my chest when I would hear, like, certain phrases, and I'm not even a part of anything.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was just weird. And immediately, once I left school, I had, like, I think I met up with that friend group like two more times. And then we all planned to meet to go somewhere. And I was like, yeah, I'm definitely coming. And then the day that we were meant to go meet, I left and unadded everyone and removed everyone and deleted everyone's phone number. And I haven't heard from half of them since. And everyone I
Good.
have heard from has also done the same thing as me and cut everyone else off progressively over the next few months after I'd stopped speaking to everyone. And those people who I've started speaking to again and have spoken to have improved and have learned
Yeah.
the same thing that I learned. And I'm now very close with one of them.
Yeah. That's definitely one of the best case scenarios with this.
Hmm.
Um,
We
the
were best
worst
friends then, and we're best
is,
friends now.
yeah, the the worst case scenario is if you do cut him off, you just don't hear from him again. Um, which is
And
definitely better than letting it sit
yeah,
there.
I mean, but even when you think about it, like, yeah, unfortunately, yes, you have to cut this person off. You have got 80 years on this planet. You have got an entire life to live. Losing this one person because of something that was hurting you is nothing. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
drop in the bucket. Nothing. And and I hate to pull this card, but again, in the grand scheme of things, one friendship is not worth that much hurt. When you look back, when you're old and
Exactly. No, like you're
shriveled,
right. Like you're
yeah,
right.
yeah,
You're gonna look back
you
and you're gonna go, "Oh, I cut that person off because they were being a
a
bad person
dick.
to me. I did a good thing
Yeah,
by doing that. Me cutting that person off was a good thing.
it's an overall good for the world, that's for sure.
And if they come back, they'll come back. And if
Yeah,
they don't, they don't. And that's just kind of unfortunately the sour cherry you've got to pick with it.
yeah.
To be honest, there's no real silver lining to it.
Well,
Anyway,
that's all I gotta say.
that's all I've got to say.
Um,
Beautiful stuff.
I wish you luck, and I hope that it
Yeah, I
didn't
wish you luck, and I hope you're
doing good.
doing good now because it's been a while since this came in. So
At least 3 months.
maybe things have resolved by the
Yeah,
time that this comes out for them.
who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? Anyways, if you guys want to leave any more submissions, the Google Doc is down in the description below, along with mine and Tab's personal channels, along with Proboscis Monkey, which will be coming soon. I promise. I know I keep saying to you that it's going to come out, and it hasn't, but it's a big fucking video file. So give me
Yeah.
time. Alrighty. Thank you everyone for watching. Um, what's Make sure you
What's a
always
good
get
outro?
sweet and sour dip at McDonald's. It's a good dip to get. Always get sweet and sour dip at McDonald's. Um, and remember, if you own a BMW and your check engine light sound goes off, it could just be because it's cold outside.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for watching, and goodbye.